Yo, dude, I'm here. You sounded pretty distressed over the comm call. Are you out of super credits again? No, that's not why. Well, actually, now you mentioned that, I am running low on super credits again, but that's not why I called you. That's not the point. The reason why I called you here is that the Illuminates are back. Doing some on the Calamari. How are they all back again? Well, yes, but no. Then they're really pissed off that we drove them to near extinction in the first Galactic War. Well, let's just go to where they are and then bring them back into extinction. I mean, how hard could it be? There could just be lots of them. We'll just go do it. Can't be that hard. Hello, and welcome back. Many months after its release, we're finally here and talking about the new Helldivers update, the Omens of Tyranny update, where I have spent a very long time, playing this update, kind of gathering up a lot of thoughts on its content, such as the weapons and the war bonds and all that stuff, ever since that night it came out when it was revealed at the Game Awards. So, come on, go over all that stuff. And just kind of overall, I guess we just give my thoughts. I don't want to make it like some kind of like review, but everything else I've done beforehand sounds like a review. So I'm just gonna kind of stick with what I got here. We're gonna go over the enemies of this, the faction, obviously, and like the different types of enemies included within that. We're going to also discuss the war bonds, plural, because no, I'm not going to talk about the base war bond. I'm going to talk about the ones that also came after that first one. I think because with how it is now in the current game, I want to try to get the main three of like the one that came with it, the one that dropped about 2 months after, and one that came out semi recently now, of the cowboy themed one. So, I'm going to talk about all that. And just speaking on the new content that came with it, not just including the war bonds with the enemies, but some other things. Like literally, like the day that I was writing the script, the Cowboy War Bond dropped, which was actually pretty funny. But that was back in March. It's very late April, possibly May. That doesn't even matter anymore. That aside, let's get right into this, and let's talk about the new enemies. For those who are coming back from the first Helldivers, they're going to be very, in a sense, familiar, but probably still different in a way. I wouldn't know. I haven't played the first one. I'm going to just wrap myself out on that, so I don't really know. I'm not going to pretend like I know. Like I did with the first time ball game. I don't know jack shit. For those who are like me and are in for from this game, who only found out about Helldivers from this is basically a new faction to you. So we're going to real quick just talk over the new enemies that came in this faction. There are 4 types, technically 5. I'll get on that later. But for now, let's talk about the first type of the enemies. We got the Watcher. The Watcher is that drone that you see that flies around the map with like that giant blue cone vision. And it basically does like 2, technically 3 things. Like 3 things. 3. The first thing he does is he spots the big fucking drone thing. It spots you. What it basically, when you enter its cone of vision, it goes from blue to purple. And also, an audio cue happens where you have a very short period to shoot down that drone, bang bang, before it shoots up some flares into the sky. And when it happens, that is the reinforcement summon, where the reinforcements come in these like big giant ships that drop down. They also bring in the other 3 enemy types. So let's talk about those 3 now. Oh yeah, it does have like a third move. It's not really an attack. Kind of like it does some damage, but it's more of a stunning thing. It's like a little arc thing that does like a very tiny bit of damage that mainly just slows you down. But in any case, let's move on. Get to the next enemy. The big one, or the one that you'll see the most, we got the Voteless. The Voteless are your main enemy type. You know how like for your automatons, you got like the regular like small arms guy that like you have like blade arms or the little laser pistol thingies. I don't know what it'd be for Terminids, to be honest. I don't play that much Terminids except for major orders. So it's whatever the most basic bug is for the Terminids. It'd be like that. That's what the Voteless are in this case. The Voteless are very simple. They're very easy to handle, because they just kind of run at you, and then they just swipe their arms at you until you die. Where their main issue is, where all it kind of clumps up together into one big problem, is that they come in very, very big hordes. They can come in very big hordes of huge packs. That's where you kind of need to be like, oh, I have to be constantly on the run. I gotta play a big old game of keep away so I can keep blasting at them so they don't maul me and kill me to death. Because I'm too busy trying to not keep distance. Which is exactly why the heavy armor is the worst armor to bring for the Illuminates, because you're so slow that the Voteless, even when you're sprinting, can catch up to you and just kind of swipe at you until you die. So don't run the heavy armor on the Voteless unless you really, really hate yourself. Don't run it. Just don't. Yo, bro, you good? No, man. I'm wearing heavy armor on an Illuminate mission. Yeah, the best thing you can do against Voteless is just keep your distance and have either full auto weapons or shotguns to quickly mow them down, so that you can avoid being overwhelmed by them and just getting pounded down into the ground like it's a Left 4 Dead Infected. Moving on, we got the Overseer. The Overseer is the tier that's above the Voteless. They're the squid guys who carry those like staffs. But one of them does. There's 2 different types of Overseers. You got your ground Overseer and then your flying Overseer. The ground one has that staff that I was talking about, where he has 3 moves. The first one is a simple swipe with the staff. Now the problem there is that it has a very good reach and does a lot of damage. With light armor, it will either put you at a minuscule level of health or instant kill you. At medium armor, you'll live, but you'll be not doing too well on your HP. As for heavy armor, I don't use heavy armor. If I had to guess, though, you'll probably be knocked down to like half health or maybe like 40%. The main thing that the staff does when it hits you is that it ragdolls you. You get knocked to the ground. So if there's like a bunch of Voteless when you get knocked down, you're in deep shit. You're probably gonna die. So you gotta really watch out. You gotta really keep your distance. The staff can also shoot big ass fucking laser plasma bolts that also do a pretty good amount of damage. So when there's no Voteless, you gotta really, really make sure to focus on those Overseers, because they can do immense levels of damage to you with their staff, either with the melee or with the shot. The third move is a shield. It's just a shield. When you shoot at the Overseer, the ground Overseer, it will kind of set his staff up like this, and just kind of turn on the shield to avoid getting shot in like the chest and the head. Well, you can still shoot the shins though. You can still shoot their shins. So I very much recommend, if you can't kill them fast enough with that to get their shield up and they get it up, just shoot for the shins, and you're kind of forcing them to bring it down. That or they die. From my experience with the Sea Overseers, your absolute best friend is going to be the Senator, the old revolver back from the game first launched. Heavy penetration to the head. 4 to 5 times out of the 6 shots, it's a one-shot kill. It's a very reliable piece of technology, a very wonderful weapon granted to us to really fuck over those overseers. It has really, really made me love and appreciate the Senator a lot more as a weapon in the game than playing it with the automatons. It makes it a lot more gratifying and much more fun to use against those guys because you know this can really ruin their day. In any case, the Flying Overseer only has 2 moves. It can just fire and burst in the air, or just throw a grenade at you. They both do a lot of damage, so if you see 1 or 2 of them even, you gotta really prioritize those Overseers. They're really dangerous, and they can get you really fast. But they get you really fast. That's all I can really say. Just please go kill them. They will kill you. In any case, the final unit is the Harvester. Look at that, it's a Shredder from Half-Life 2. Anyways, the Harvester has 2 moves, not including its shield bubble that pops up when you start attacking it. It's got this laser move that will do insane amounts of damage insanely quickly if you don't immediately dodge it. Or if you get really close to it, this high damage arc move that, unless you have arc resistant armor, is going to 9 times out of 10 instantly kill you. The best thing you can do against Harvesters is shoot at the little joints that connect the legs to the torso, because with the right weapon like a recoilless rifle, or even just a simple heavy penetration weapon like the revolver, you can very easily take down these Harvesters. And honestly, that's kind of the main thing about the Illuminates. A lot of them are really easy to take down with even your most basic of small arm weapons. You don't really need to have a lot of grand, big old lasers and 500 kilograms to take down just one of these things like you would for factory striders. You can kill the biggest enemy type from this faction with just one shot from a recoilless rifle. You mainly just run stuff like lasers and cluster bombs to clear out large hordes of voteless. That's really where their main thing comes from. They play in very big hordes to try to dwindle you down. But you can kind of play into horde clearing for most of that. You can very easily take them all down and not have much of a challenge. And I'm happy about that. I mean, I would like it to be harder, because I play Illuminates exclusively on 10, because it's just that easy. So, the 5th enemy type is the one that's technically an enemy type, but isn't, is the Illuminate Tesla Tower. It's, in this name, it's just an Illuminate version of our Tesla Tower. It does that same kind of arc move that a Tesla Tower does that the Harvester has. It's really annoying, but just throwing a grenade at it or something, just blow it up and it's gone. The only time you really die with it is if you have no arc resistance and you get caught with your pants down. You aren't really paying attention to it and you get way too close to it, and by the time you realize it's there, it's already too late. Or there's rare instances where you're far enough to be out of its radius, but it still shocks you and kills you anyway. That's not really fun. Anyways, let's talk about the war bonds. I think it's war bond time. Let's talk about the first one. What's the first one called? The first war bond, Urban Legends. This one, it brings along, the main thing is it brings along a new weapon type. It brings along the melees with this like stun lance. And the stun lance is actually pretty cool because, well, it does exactly what it says it does. It stuns. And honestly, I think bringing around a new weapon archetype with just the melees is a very, very fun idea that I hope they spend more time expanding on, because I would love to see some more melees and more long-ranged, or some more like short-range but very high damage types of weapons. I think very all around the Sword Bond was pretty good with the whole melee introductions. It also has a new armor, of course. With new passive, faster reloads on your primary, and carrying more ammo. That's really cool. Like it a lot. Oh, I run out of armor sometimes. Very nice. Very fun. It also brings along a shield backpack kind of thing, where like when you, but it's not really a shield backpack. Well, it kind of is a shield backpack, but you carry a shield. That's the main thing. You carry a shield. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Like, very good. So there's new element placement. The flame turret. Like it's probably like a good thing for the bugs, but all around I don't really see much flame turret use. However, what I do see a lot of is the anti-tank emplacement. The anti-tank emplacement is just probably the best emplacement weapon in the entire game. It's so good. It is a must-get from this pass. It is insane. It is wonderful. It is so fucking good. I love the anti-tank emplacement. It's really good emplacement. Just good stratagem overall. Good. It's very good. The next warbond is the Servants of Freedom warbond. This one is a bit more goofy, a bit more sillier than the previous one, in that its armor is that it's entirely based around you dying. So, the armor passive is that when you die, you will explode after 1.5 seconds. You are a literal walking suicide vest. Once you die, you are taking anything that is nearby you with you, including your teammates. Your teammates can die to your own armor explosion. So make sure that when you die with that armor, you are not near anybody at all. You will kill someone. Train go boom. Now, there's also a stratagem, and that stratagem is the backpack hell bomb. It is exactly what it's in the name. It is a hell bomb that you carry on your back, where you will go. It is my time has come. You will turn that shit on, and you will run into whatever it is that you want to blow up with that thing. You will die with it, unless to be funny, you could just arm it and drop it. But running into something with it is also really funny. It's that one Twitter comic meme. The guy with the hell bomb on his back. He just runs into a jammer and it blows up. Is that? I love it. It's so funny. I really love the backpack, despite the fact I don't use it a whole lot. But it's a really funny backpack. I like the warbond because it's funny. There's also the new secondary, the ultimatum. It's like a mini 500 kilogram in like a grenade launcher for your pistol. It's good. It's really good actually. It's good at blowing up objectives, like the Illuminate ships. Very good. Very nice. Very fun. And now for the final warbond that came when I was writing this up, which is the warbond of all time. The Cowboy Warbond. Borderline Justice. Now this warbond is an absolute fucking favorite of mine. I love it because it's entirely just a cowboy warbond. You got laser pistols, you got lever actions, you got armor based around making your secondary faster. You got faster draw speeds. You got faster reloads. You got literally less recoil. You can make your revolver, the big one, the heavy penetrating one, have no recoil whatsoever. You can always go like, it can be like a movie recoil, just like. It's that. It's exactly like that. It's really fun. It's such a good armor. It's got a great passive, and it's also just a really good designed armor. It's really cool. Like, look at that. Or maybe it's over here, actually. Yeah, I think it's actually over here. Let me move over. Look at that! It's a great armor! It's so good! It's so good! Oh, yeah, there's also, for stratagems, is that you got like a hover backpack. Like, so you can kind of be like the flying overseer illuminates. And you got some dynamite that is like timed or that connects like C4? No. They're fine. They work. I just like the armor and the weapons. I think that's the best part of this warbond compared to everything else. Oh, there's also a booster where like the higher tier enemies can drop samples. At my current point, samples don't have much of a use for me. So something that gives like more experience would probably be nice. But hey, samples are samples. Everybody else will need them except for me. So whatever. Now, let's talk about the collab that came with the Omens of Tyranny update. This was Helldivers' very first collab, and it was very controversial, to say the least. Let's talk about the Killzone collaboration. So roughly it was either January or February, Helldivers did its very first collab with the Sony IP Killzone. And what this came with would be armor and weapons, and also a stratagem of the Wasp. Now, originally, from the leaks from Iron Sight, it was supposed to be a war bond. Everything would be, all that stuff that I was talking about, the armors and the war and the back and the Wasp and all that, and the weapons, the two weapons or the three weapons and the two armor sets and the weapon, the stratagem, would all have been in this one war bond. That war bond, wow, what was it called? Did I write it down? No. But in any case, the leaks from Iron Sight showed that all that Killzone stuff was supposed to be in a collaboration war bond. And even the developer themselves confirmed it, that it was supposed to be a war bond. However, for the multitude of reasons, including what they said was price justification, they decided it'd be that maybe the community would have liked it more had they just made everything available in the Superstore. It very quickly backfired on them because the very first wave of the collaboration, which was one armor set, one weapon, a banner, a title, was $20, and this got everybody, myself included, I bought it, pretty upset, pretty not happy about it, because this is like bare minimum content. Not a whole lot in this first wave of the drop, and yet it costs 2 Warbomb passes. Like, what's that all about? Nobody was really happy with it. Everybody was pretty generally just negative towards that sentiment. Here's a very small amount of content for $20. It felt like Call of Duty in that, hey, here's bare minimum for a bunch of money. And luckily, Arrowhead kind of realized that, and they kind of goofed up. And their apology was that the second wave of content, which is basically the rest of it, would be for free. Now, I hope they do more collabs. Like, I hope that we get some more like collab stuff, but I hope that they stick to the original idea, what they did with Killzone, which is have it be a bond, have it be a war bond. Even if it's like not a whole lot of content, have it be like, maybe $15, $20, because it's a collaboration type of thing. It's not like something original. It's from another IP of Sony. That they kind of have to probably share profits with on these kind of collaborations. Just put it on a war bond. Even if it's like not like 5 pages worth of content, put it on a war bond. Make it worth $15. I would say that would justify the price. Don't just put it on like waves and stuff and be like, hey, here's like a small amount of stuff for a bunch of money. But just gotta kind of make do with it. Unfortunately, I hope that this isn't the only collaboration we're gonna get. I'm gonna just mention it because I really want to, but I hope we get like a Titanfall collaboration, or hell, because Steam is coming to Xbox, maybe we can finally get that Halo collaboration for ODSTs. Wouldn't that be cool? I would really like some ODSTs. Anyways, with all the stuff that's in the collaboration. So you had some armors, a medium and a light. They both carried a 50% basically climate resistance, where like the different environmental damages were cut down into half damage instead, like fire and lightning and all that other stuff. They were pretty good. It does you have some other options in terms of what you can run. It doesn't restrict you to like the Warbond armor to be resistant to a specific type of damage. You can just have general damage. It would be just a bit lower. Pretty good overall. And next was the STA-52 assault rifle. This is a fairly decent AR. It doesn't have like the zoom that the other ARs have, but overall it has a nice mag capacity, and overall it just feels very fun to use. I think it was well designed and well implemented. It's overall just good. I like it a lot. Up next though, we have the sniper rifle. This is actually a pretty cool sniper. So it's a charge up that has a 4-round burst and does pretty good damage. So you can in one burst kill a berserker. And that, it's not like Senator good, which can just one-shot that thing anyways, but overall, it's great to engage things at a long distance that isn't like It's like, the berserkers and the heavy guys. All those guys that are like below the Hulk for automatons is pretty good. I don't think it's great for bugs. Having a middle on Illuminates, but it's definitely a great automaton weapon all around. The final weapon you got is the SMG. That is a good all-rounder for just all factions. Good damage, good rate of fire. It's like a variant of the Knight from the Super Citizen edition of the game, and that alone I think makes it a pretty viable option. It's also just it just makes it fun. It just makes it nice to use. Makes it fun, good. It makes it good and fun. I'm just repeating myself, but you get the point. It's a good SMG. So in the case, let's just move right on. Let's talk about the new environment that came with the update. Yeah, the new environment that came was a sort of urbanish inspired environment. I wouldn't say it's like a spawn city, like New Mombasa kind of thing, but it's more like small little town. It's like a small little town that's like kind of set in an already existing biome. So like swamps and forests and snow places and all that stuff, but it's got like the little tiny small towns in it. And honestly, I like it a lot. Like, sure, it's not the big cities that we were probably all hoping for, that hopefully would come soon with whatever big event we have. But all around, it's nice. It's nice to kind of play in something that feels like a bit more close quarters, rather than what we had for since launch of just like, here's this big open field. It's more just, hey, you guys, this is kind of what you guys have been asking for. Here's some much more close quarters, much more funner feeling environment / biome to kind of mess around in, where you gotta like, whether you're running around and navigating a small town as you look at the destruction that the enemies have wrought to these homes, citizens of Super Earth. And so it makes me really, really hope that we get those bigger city environments that we can just drop in on that look completely decimated from an enemy invasion. Like, shit like, like I was just saying before, right? Like stuff that's kind of like New Mombasa from Halo 3 ODST. I hope we get environments that look like that, like full-on city warfare biomes. That would be so goddamn cool. Hey, so, mostly post-edited here, so, it is currently, May 19th, and, so they added, like, a couple more things to the Illuminate stuff from a recent content update. They added another Warbond, two enemies, and, also, like, a whole, event that is happening as I record this this audio. So I'll just go over those super quickly as like footnotes. So there's a new enemy called the Flesh Mob. It's this like very chunky guy. It's like a bunch of meshed, I would say meshed voteless together. They have a lot of health and they're very tanky. You gotta kind of like work together to take them down because of that. You can't take one on your own, but it's not very wise, I would say. There's a new Overseer that kind of acts like a Fuel Rod Cannon Elite, but a bit more, I guess, ranged. He has two different kinds of moves, not including the melee. You have your standard like shot, just like one where he shoots at you, and then another one where it kind of acts like a mortar shot if you're far enough from them, where they kind of just shoot at you, like a mortar. They're pretty big pains in the ass, but they have that same weakness that the Overseers normally do with penetration. With their Senator revolver, you can just tap them in the head and they die. There's also the Interloper, which acts as the Illuminate's Eagle strafing run. You can easily take it down with like anti-tank stuff like the recoil rifle or the spear or other stuff like that, but they do a lot of damage, so you gotta be very careful about that. This new Warbond, Master Ceremony, something like that. All I'm gonna say about that is I very much love the visuals, I love the style, it all looks incredible, but the armor passive is is honestly really, really bad. It's a worse servo assisted, and I hope that they in some way either buff it or just outright change it altogether, because I feel like it could be a lot better. And the amendment marksman is just okay. It's not really anything to write home about. It's just fine. But that is more or less the downside of this whole biome. It's not the whole map. It's only like a quarter of it is that like new specific spot. It's not like a major deal breaker. Like, it's fine, but you know, like I've just been going on the whole rant about. I want like the whole biome to be one big city. Which kind of leads into like other stuff that I want to talk about with this update. Something that's been pointed out by the Reddit is that with each warbond drop, the amount of content that comes in each of these decreases bit by bit. Like, you go and look on your warbonds, like go look at the oldest ones and come look at the most recent ones. The amount of content in each one is dropping. I'm hoping that this is just like a weird fluke thing that they never noticed, and like, oh, this is the thing. We should probably increase the amount of content for our next warbond again. So I'm hoping it is, because I'd rather not see the content constantly slowly decrease with each warbond until there's like maybe only one page worth of stuff, because that would be really disappointing. It'd be really disappointing, because the warbonds so far have had great concepts and ideas and all that stuff, but the stuff in those warbonds is constantly going down and 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 down. I mean, that kind of changes soon. But overall, with those two main problems that I had aside, this was a really, really good update. I really liked it. The new faction is incredibly fun to go against and brings a nice change of pace to the game's constant cycle of fight bugs or fight bots all the time. The 3 warbonds were all fantastic in their own rights, of either being incredibly fun, or incredibly well designed, or just being incredibly fucking cool. There's not a single warbond that dropped that I wouldn't say isn't worth it. You should get all these warbonds. They're incredible. And the collab was great too, and it might be getting, by the time I'm talking about this stuff, but before this even releases, or maybe around the time it releases, the Killzone stuff might be back in the shop. And at that point I would say get that stuff too. It's great, it's cool, it's fun. And who knows, maybe by the time this comes out, the next major update will have dropped, and it's like, oh no, I gotta think about that now. I hope I got some more time after this, because I want to slow things down with my creations. Because I kind of want to not do things every 2 months. It feels like I bring mediocre drops. But in any case, that aside, yeah, great update. Go play it. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be slowing down how much I do, how much I drop. It won't be every 2 months. I want to try to incorporate some more bits, some more funnies. I want to also attempt to do better editing all around, because the Strap Tab video was a complete fucking joke. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was a disaster. I hated it all around. Nothing about it felt good. I want to not do that again. Basically, it's all around. That's more or less the kind of update I want to give. As I'm doing this stuff, is that I'm not happy with the amount of stuff that I'm dropping with my videos. I feel like every 2 months is sort of not giving me a whole lot of time, because, you know, I'm working a full-time job and all that stuff.
He just did.
I did, but it landed on top of.
And I want to, you know, do other things with my life that isn't just the videos. You know, like I want to go to the gym like I have been. I want to also eventually, like I said I would last year, do live streaming, which hopefully will come once I swap out my CPU for something that's less crappy and with better cooling. Because what I fear is that midstream it'll get too hot, my PC resets, and the stream just ends. That's my main problem. That's my main concern. That's why I haven't started streaming. That aside, overall, yeah, just I want to try to take things a bit more at my own pace to try to get some better get some more editing in, make it look a little bit more higher quality, get some more like actual jokes incorporated, some more funny hee-haws and all that stuff. That's about all I got. We're done here. Take care next time, lads. And if you play the game, do the fucking major orders. We're fucking losing. Do